You wake up. For just a moment before the full weight of the day comes crashing down, there's a quiet space, and then it hits you. That familiar, heavy, gray feeling. And if I'm being honest, this was me for a long time. Like, I'd open my eyes and already feel behind, already tired, not even physically, just mentally done before the day even started. It's the sensation of being on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but never moving an inch. You go through the motions, the coffee, the commute, the emails, the meetings, the errands, the endless scrolling, in a life that feels not quite yours. It's like you're watching a movie of your own existence, a passive observer to a story you don't remember writing. And no one really talks about this part, because on the outside, everything can look fine. But inside, you're like, how is this my life right now? What if I told you that feeling stuck isn't a life sentence? That it's not a personal failing or a sign that you're broken or lazy? What if it's actually a signal? A very specific, very important signal from your mind and body that something is out of alignment. We're about to expose the hidden psychological loops that create and sustain this feeling of being trapped. And by the end, I'm not going to hand you some complicated 10-step plan. I'm going to reveal the first simple, almost deceptively easy action you can take today to start breaking the cycle and take your life back. That feeling of being stuck is one of the most common and yet most silently isolating experiences we face. It's a quiet epidemic of inertia. From the outside, you might look like you have it all together. You're functional, you're busy, you're meeting your obligations, but inside, you're running on fumes, haunted by one persistent nagging question. Is this really all there is? I remember thinking that exact thing. Like, this can't be it, right? You feel a deep, gnawing dissatisfaction, a frustrating gap between the life that you're living and the life that you feel like you should be living. But the path from here to there feels impossibly long, shrouded in fog. And honestly, you're just too damn tired to even think about taking the first step. And when you're a mom, it hits even harder because you don't get to pause life while you figure yourself out. You're still showing up for everybody else while quietly feeling lost yourself. If this sounds familiar, I want you to hear me on this. You are not alone. What you're feeling is a valid, real, and psychologically significant experience. It is not a character flaw. It's a state of being. And like any state, it can be changed. Before we can dismantle the machine that keeps you stuck, we have to look at its parts. We have to give a name and a shape to that heavy, formless feeling. Because when we can define our experience, we take the first step toward gaining power over it. Feeling stuck isn't one single emotion. It's a nasty cocktail of frustration, boredom, anxiety, and a profound sense of powerlessness. Let's break down its most common flavors. First, are you living life on repeat? Your alarm goes off at the same time, you follow the same morning routine, a series of automated actions that require zero thought, you take the same route to work, listen to the same podcast, sit at the same desk, and have variations of the same conversations that you had yesterday. Your evenings are a blur of chores and distractions, and you fall into bed, only to wake up and press play on the exact same recording. I used to feel like I was living the same day over and over and over again, like copy, paste, repeat. And I didn't even question it for a long time, which is the scary part. This isn't just routine. It's a routine without purpose, a loop that feels less like a comforting rhythm and more like a cage. You feel like a background character in your own story, craving a spark, but the sheer momentum of the routine feels too powerful to fight. Then there's this insidious state of being busy but unfulfilled, what I call the hustle trap. Your calendar is packed. Your to-do list is a mile long. You're constantly juggling tasks, answering messages, putting out fires. You tell people you're so busy, and it's true. You are exhausted. This was literally my life running a construction business. Always busy, always needed, always solving something. But deep down, I felt completely disconnected from my own life. But when you finally get a moment to breathe, a hollow feeling echoes in the silence. You've been productive, but have you been purposeful? You're moving, but are you making progress towards what matters? It's the feeling of climbing a ladder with all of your might, only to realize it's been leaning against the wrong damn wall the entire time. The exhaustion isn't just physical, it's much deeper than that. Next, you might be frozen by choice overload. We're told that freedom is having endless options. Want to change careers? Thousands of different paths. Want to improve your life? Countless books, strategies, and people telling you this is the way. And I fell into this hard, trying one thing, then switching, then starting over again. But instead of feeling empowered, you feel frozen. What if I choose wrong? What if I waste more time? So you don't choose at all, and you end up staying exactly where you are. Finally, there's that quiet shame that holds it all together. The feeling that something is wrong with you. This one hit me the hardest, because I genuinely thought maybe I just don't have what it takes. You see others on social media, seemingly living their best lives, and you think, why can't I do that? This self-blame is like pouring cement on your feet. Not only are you stuck, now you feel like it's your fault. So pause for a second. Which of these feels like you? Because just seeing it clearly, that's the first moment things start to shift. So why does this happen? Because I used to think it was just me, not being disciplined enough, but it's not. The answer isn't lack of willpower, it's much deeper. It lies in how your brain and body are wired. Your brain is designed to save energy, so it builds habits and automates routines. And here's the part most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't care if the routine is making you happy. It only cares if it's familiar. So if you repeat something enough, it becomes your default life. I used to wake up and scroll my phone every morning without even thinking, like it wasn't even a choice anymore. That's autopilot. And when your whole life becomes autopilot, you stop feeling like you're actually living it. We always hear about fight or flight, but there's a third response, freeze. And this one explained so much for me because I thought I was just procrastinating, but really I was overwhelmed. When life feels too big to handle and too scary to change, your body shuts down. You go numb, detached, stuck. And that's why just push through doesn't work, because you're not lazy. Your nervous system is overloaded. Your brain has limits. And when you're constantly making decisions, especially as a mom, running a house, working, thinking about your future, you hit those limits fast. And when you do, your brain avoids the biggest decisions completely. Not because you don't care, but because you're mentally maxed out. Sometimes what keeps you stuck is actually what's trying to protect you. Avoidance is a big one. I used to do this all the time. If something made me anxious, I'd distract myself instead of dealing with it. And in the moment, it feels better, but long term, it keeps you exactly where you are. This one hit me hard. If I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it. That mindset kept me stuck for years because perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about fear. Fear of failing, fear of wasting time, fear of getting it wrong again. And then there's social media. You're comparing your real messy life to someone else's curated highlight reel. And your brain takes that as proof that you're behind, even when you're not. Understanding this changes everything because now you stop blaming yourself and you start getting strategic. What if feeling stuck isn't the problem? What if it's actually your brain saying, this isn't working anymore? That shift alone changed everything for me. Because instead of asking, what's wrong with me? I started asking, what is this trying to show me? You don't need your entire life figured out. You just need your next step. I used to think I needed the full plan before I started. That belief alone kept me stuck longer than anything else. You can't control everything, but you can control your next move. And that's where your power is. This is the shift. You don't wait to feel motivated, you move first. And motivation meets you there, every time. The problem isn't your life, it's overthinking, that loop in your head. That's what's keeping you stuck. This changed everything for me because instead of trying to fix my entire life overnight, I just started small, like almost stupid small. And that's what finally worked. When you feel stuck, don't think, shift your state, move, change something, interrupt the pattern. Because here's the truth, you're not starting from zero. You've already done hard things. You've already proven you're capable. You've just forgotten. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one tiny thing, like almost too small to matter, and do it today. Then tell me what it was, because momentum doesn't start big, it starts small. And you don't have to do this alone. You're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not behind, you're just stuck in a pattern, and patterns can be changed, one small move at a time. So start today.